Hello, and welcome to anyone who is struggling right now, trying to figure out what can you do to help the world and not go crazy. And I decided to do a couple of videos to help you and share how can you stay sane, how I'm staying sane, and be true to who you really are. And a lot of times people say, well, be yourself, you have to be yourself. But what does it exactly mean? Because we have so many selves. You're one self with your loved ones, you're another self at work, you're another self with friends. And how do we tap into the self that can make a difference in the world? And you don't have to be the hero to save the world, but if a million people really get connected to the essence, to the truth, I believe we can make a big difference. And another million, another million. It really is um, like a snowball effect. And it all starts with us. We cannot point fingers and say, you know what, as soon as they do this or they do that, or I can't do anything, I'm powerless. That's when we lose. But when we just say, what can I do in this moment? Just right now, just one step, not the whole way, but one step. And how can I not lose sanity? So I will offer to you my way of how I do it, and then you can try it on and see if it fits. So I love to use the Jungian archetypes, and the archetypes are just energies that are all in us, and we go through 12 steps of change in every single place in our lives. Every single you thing you ever started, you went through archetypes. Like, for example, you started school. When you started first grade, you were the innocent archetype in first grade, trying to figure out your way. And then during the first grade, you graduated at the end and you were like, oh, I know everything about first grade. And you went through all the stages of learning and becoming the graduate. But then you went on the second level of the whole school arc of being your archetype. So you were innocent as a first grade. And even though you were sage at the end of first grade, as a sage of first grade, now you had to become the beginner again in the second grade, but then you were still a step ahead in the whole arc of the high school. So what we can do and how it can help us is when we remember that this is not new to us and we already tried on every single archetype. And some of archetypes we have, some of those energies are more not peculiar, but more familiar to us. So some people are more like rebellious. Some people are more leaders. Some people are more like the best friend. And we have to find out what are we most comfortable with in our lives when it comes to dealing with life. Which archetype do we want to take on? So way we do it is like I said, we try it on and we always begin with the innocent archetype. And honestly, the innocent archetype is so much joy and so much fun. And what I invite you to do is imagine that you were Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. And she's the innocent archetype right there that pretty much everybody knows, where she gets to the whatever land, Munchkin land. She's like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm lost. I want to go home. And when she puts on the slippers, she says, okay, I'm just going to follow the slippers. I'm just going to follow the yellow brick road. I'm going to meet everybody or whoever I meet. I'm going to be nice to them. And just having that innocent energy without being afraid, like, oh my God, what's going to happen to me? How am I going to do it? She's like, okay, I'm just going to hope for the best. And that is what the innocent archetype does. It just has this unwavering hope and faith that everything is going to be good. And the mantra for that archetype is, I believe in the possibility for good. And that's what I invite you to do is just really put yourself into Dorothy's shoes and say, okay, well, it just feels like my house has spun into a tornado and landed in this planet. Not sure what's happening right now in this world. What would Dorothy do? What would Dorothy do when it is so crazy and you don't know where to begin? You just begin with one step, the next step and the next step and the next step. You don't think too far ahead, but you just have this unwavering hope. And what I invite you to do is for just one day, even just for 1 hour, try on that energy and remind yourself, I believe in possibility for good. I believe in possibility for good. I believe in possibility for good. I invite you to try on, put something on your body, like an amulet, some kind of anchor to remind you of that archetype. It could be red shoes to remind yourself of Dorothy. It can be a pen, it can be a bracelet, whatever. Like I wear pink. I love pink, and pink to me is yes, the lover archetype, but also the innocent archetype. Like this little ring, I've been wearing it a lot just to remember, even though it's a sapphire, so it's a little bit different. But right now, it still reminds me of hope. It still reminds me of hope and faith. And that's what I invite you to do. Just for the moment, just for an hour, just for the day, whatever you can do, just focus on that innocent archetype and channel it whenever you are scared. And just remember all the times that you were the innocent archetype when you were thinking, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna go in first grade, but then you made it. Or even before then, when you first made your very first step, you fell. You weren't like, oh, well, walking is not for me. You thought, okay, well, I'm going to try again. I'm just going to make one step. And you just did that. And you had somebody's help you. You had somebody's help. You had somebody help you. And when kids make mistakes, they don't go, oh, it's not for me. And right now, I just made a mistake speaking. I didn't go, oh, just, should never be on YouTube. I should never be on Instagram. I'm like, okay, well, I made a mistake. I'm just going to correct myself and move forward. And that is the energy of this archetype, and you can channel it anytime. And I invite you to bring little joys to yourself, and they can be joys material, can be emotional, can be free, can be expensive. It is whatever you want. It can be a song that you listened to when you were a kid and just immediately puts you in that space of like, it's all going to be okay. It can be smelling flowers when you're walking down the street. It can be buying yourself flowers if you want. It can be buying yourself something like a toy, something that makes you feel joyful. And I just invite you to really channel that energy, that innocent archetype, and just see where it takes you. Because if that is your archetype, if it is your way of being, then this archetype can uplift other people. Because why do you think we watch movies, not movies even, like why we watch content with little cats, like little kittens and puppies, and we're like, oh my God, puppy, or even dogs. We're like, oh my God, it was so cute. That's because they are the quintessential innocent archetype. Now we cannot be like, well, what would a dog do? What would a cat do? We are adults, we are humans, and we have other things we can do besides, nap and eat and play. But look at that. But just know that your energy as the innocent archetype, your energy of joy, your energy of hope, your energy of innocence will uplift people, because we all smile when we see someone just having so much fun and being in that innocence. I don't even know what other word to use, because this is the archetype, this is the innocent archetype, and we can connect to our little inner child, and it feels so precious. It feels so good. So I invite you to try that on. And when the world gets really heavy, yes, you can turn on the content with kittens and puppies, and that's what I do. And then I go, well, how can I be that? How can I channel it? How can I make something in the world that uplifts people? So I'm not just consuming other content, but I'm also uplifting people. So today I decided to do this video. Whether somebody watches it or not, that's up to the universe. I'm gonna just show up and do what I can, and I felt inspired to do it, and here I am sharing. And I'm just gonna take it a step at a time, and then I'm gonna share about the next archetype and the next archetype and the next archetype, and then we can all try them on and see what gives us the most pleasure and helps the most people. Because I think that's the most important thing, is when you find that balance, when you do something that gives you so much joy and it helps people, and then you do it, and that's when magic happens. And and a lot of times people go like, this person is just so amazing, or this person is so amazing, and they're so different. One can be a rebel archetype, one can be an innocent archetype. Like people will like puppies and they will like Lady Gaga, right? And that is because the Lady Gaga energy and the puppy energy are completely natural to both of them. And they're being authentic in their energy. And when we see somebody like, oh, something feels off, it's when people don't accept who they really are. And I really truly believe that when someone is unhappy, they will make everybody else unhappy while trying to put everybody down so they can feel superior because they can feel strong. But that is because the person is that weak and that unhappy. Happy people with inner happiness, with inner joy, with inner balance, don't hurt people. Hurt people, hurt people. And it's up to us to become who we are meant to be, because it will give permission to other people to be who they are meant to be. And there's enough roles for everybody to be themselves. So I hope that you take in that energy, bring more joy to your life, bring more joy to people, and I'll share the next archetype in the next video. Okay, until later. Bye.